A couple months ago, I competed with this goose in the Utah taxidermy competition. I didn't do quite as well as I like. I'm going to change up the habitat and see if I can do any better in the Idaho competition. The Idaho taxidermy competition is in 5 days. I leave on Thursday. It's now Saturday. Don't expect to do a ton better, but I'm hoping the habitat might change it up. You never know with the judge. They might be a little easier on it than the previous judge, or a lot harder. So I could do better, could do worse. Because I only have a few days, I really got to get to going on this today. And here's the things that I got to do. We got to remove the goose. We got to sand down the base and add foam and habitat. And then we got to reattach the goose, get to Idaho, and hopefully get the dove. To be completely honest, if this was my bird, I would just leave the base as is. I think it's kind of cool, it's artistic, it's modern, it's a little different than what you normally see and what I normally do. However, I'm gifting this mount to the person who harvested it. They gave me the creative freedom to mount it however I wanted to and had no expectations of really getting it back, although they would love to get it back. I just am grateful for people who provide really good birds for me to do competitions with, and I figured changing the base would be a good opportunity to see if it really makes a difference in the competition world. Removing the goose from the base might sound like an easy task, but I had not really planned on removing this goose from this specific base or changing things up, so I made sure this thing was secure with staples, and that's kind of what I'm wrestling with here. After several minutes of trying to get these dikes to work where I could just snap those staples and get that wire free, I realized that they are just not the tool for the job. After a quick search, I found this sweet oscillating saw, and it made quick work of getting those staples off.
Oh, just nailed my knee on that. Oh, I just nailed my knee on the bottom of that stand. Oh. It's one of those where it makes you want to just throw up. Oh. All right.
Now that the goose is detached, we can sand down the base. Never attached foam to epoxy before, so I just want to make sure that it sticks. Now we're ready to pour the foam over the base. The foam I'll be using is a 2-part urethane foam I get from Mackenzie Taxidermy Supply. This is where my time crunch of only having 5 days comes into play, because if this doesn't go right the first time, then I won't be able to pour foam again until Monday. Like I said, today is Saturday, so I'll be getting pretty short on time at that point. I really need this to go well. Since I really need this to work the first time, I'm making sure I mix it plenty before I pour it. And I'm going to make sure that I cover as much of the top of the base as I can with the foam. It'll expand quite a bit, so I'm not really worried about missing any areas, but if I do, I'll just have to re-pour it at a later time.
An hour later, we're all set up, pretty solid. I think that this actually is supposed to cure for like 24 hours, but to be honest, I never had any problems. I'm just gonna shape it how I want it, and then I'll seal it. Let's get to shaping this. The goose is gonna face that direction. I want most of the weeds along the back side of it. And then, like I said, might do a little bit of like water. So I kind of want it to be low in the middle, slight lip around the front edge, and then a bigger lip around the back edge. And it already kind of has a good shape. I'm just gonna carve out a little bit more. That back foot is pretty far back though. That's gonna go like right here. So this probably needs to come down as well. I ran out of glue yesterday, so I got about halfway done with the habitat and putting some of the mud down. It's a little dry because I ran out of glue, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some more mud, and we should be pretty dang close to this being complete. We'll just have to wait for it to dry. This is currently where we're at before I mix up some more mud and keep adding it. So it's coming along nicely. Quick change of plans. This is going on fine, but on here in the edges, One, I didn't really rough it up before I painted it, which is probably my fault, so it's probably not helping. It helps if this is on a flat like table, because if it wants to fall, it has something there to kind of hold it up. I'm gonna put this on the table to finish the mud. I don't want to come back and put the goose on after. I kind of want to build the habitat around the goose, and there's some more I want to add. So I'm gonna put the goose back on, then finish doing the mud so that hopefully I don't have to put it back on this stand. Now that I have it on here, I definitely want to move or cut some of this grass. Maybe try and, there we go. Maybe I'll just do that. Definitely less wire to work with now that I've built it up so much, but it makes it a little more difficult. I don't think we're going anywhere.
Okay, so unfortunately I lost the last few clips that I filmed of this habitat transformation. What you didn't see is I added some epoxy right there in the middle of the habitat to kind of look like a little puddle in a marshland, like you would normally see. This caused a lot of stress because it does take 24 to 48 hours to fully cure, and we were already cutting it close. But we did it. We're on our way to Idaho, and if you remember, the goal is just to beat my score in the Utah competition, which was an 86. I wish I would have filmed more of the showroom because there were some awesome pieces there. I really enjoyed this competition. It was a little bit smaller than the Utah one, and I had a lot of fun. But after a couple days of learning, it was finally the moment of truth. Whether it was the habitat or just a nicer judge, I guess we'll never really know. But let me know which one you prefer down in the comments.